change for the second time in 9 days. Matt Bevin has come out on top in the Republican race for governor, but he has not been declared the winner just yet.
State police say energy drinks were being sold illegally at food marts here in Lexington. Hear why next.
Will prayer be allowed during the graduation services at this Southern Kentucky high school this weekend?
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. It appears that the race for governor in Kentucky is now set. Just a couple of hours ago, Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes announced a statewide recanvass showed no change in the winner of the Republican primary.
James Comer asked for the recanvass after losing to Matt Bevin by just 83 votes. If Comer does not file for a recount by tomorrow, Bevin will take on Democratic nominee Jack Conway in November. WKYT's Victor Puente is at the state capitol with our top story at 5.
While there are some small changes because of this recanvass, Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes says it won't change the outcome of the primary election from last week. This recanvass came about after James Comer lost to Matt Bevin by 83 votes in the Republican primary. Allison Lundergan Grimes' office spent today getting the numbers from the County Board of Elections for all 120 counties. In that recanvass, the boards re-examined any absentee votes and made sure the numbers they sent the Secretary's office were correct. If Comer should want a recount, which could lead to an examination of individual ballots, he would have to file for one in Franklin Circuit Court by tomorrow. Otherwise, these results will be certified when the State Board of Elections meets June 8th, although Grimes says a judge could delay that process.
If a recount is filed, a judge could order the State Board of Elections to halt our certification, but it would be within the judge's discretion to do that. But today, what we are seeing is that there have been no substantial changes.
Comer's campaign director said he's in Florida and will release a statement tomorrow about his future in this race. The winner of the Republican primary will go up against Jack Conway in November's general election. In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The vote total did slightly change for third-place finisher Hal Heiner. He picked up 3 more votes as a result of the recanvass in Fayette County. Secretary Grimes also announced no change in the Republican primary for State Agriculture Commissioner. Ryan Quarles won by 1,400 votes on election night. Richard Heath requested a recanvass. Secretary Grimes said both candidates picked up a few votes after the review.
State police and federal agents raided 2 Lexington businesses today, part of what they call a major investigation. They searched the Progress Market on North Limestone just before noon, and then the Eastland Market. Investigators say they're trying to stop the resale of stolen merchandise. WKYT's Jordan Valines is tracking the investigation.
The Progress Market here on North Limestone was the first place the Kentucky State Police raided Thursday morning. They say that they were selling stolen merchandise as part of an organized crime enterprise. Kentucky State Police executed search warrants at Progress Market and Eastland Food Market involving the resale of stolen merchandise from Kroger. In the past month, State Police have been working with Kroger's Loss Prevention and Organized Crime Unit to investigate small establishments around Lexington involved in this type of criminal activity. Police say the owners of Progress Market and Eastland Food Mart were paying pennies on the dollar for stolen items, mainly energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster. Today, a multitude of state and federal agencies worked together to completely canvass both stores and take the proceeds of any commingled money related to this criminal enterprise.
I think this shows that whenever multi-agencies get together and work together, these are the positive results for our community.
When we return to the Progress Market this afternoon, it was back open, but Kentucky State Police say they're still investigating. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Today, state police arrested an employee at Eastland Food Mart in connection with the crime ring. His name has not been released.
The Lexington Fire Department needs your help identifying 2 arson suspects. Fire investigators say 2 men believed to be between the ages of 18 and 20 set fire Sunday night to a work truck on Walton Avenue. The fire was caught by a neighbor's surveillance camera. The men are also believed to have set fire to a dumpster in the same time frame a block away at the main offices of the Fayette County Public Schools. The men were last seen running down Aurora Avenue. Another plane has made an emergency landing on a Kentucky highway around 1 this afternoon. A small plane landed on Highway 555 in Washington County near the Bluegrass Parkway. A pilot and passenger were on board. No one was injured. The pilot says he just bought the plane in Indiana and was flying home to South Carolina when he experienced engine trouble. The pilot says he couldn't make it to the nearest airport.
The summer-like weather continues across the area, warm and humid. Some areas, though, could see some pop-up storms tonight. WKYT's chief meteorologist Chris Bailey joins us early from the First Alert Forecast Center.
Yeah, we're dealing with a high humidity. Temperature's really not too bad out there, about normal for this time of year, but we are seeing the showers and thunderstorms that are beginning to crank back up. A little live look at live First Alert Defender in our backyard. Beyond Defender, notice how some of those clouds are billowing up in the distance. That's to the north of Lexington, where we're seeing showers and storms. 77 degrees right now in Lexington. That's about a normal high for this time of year. Live First Alert Defender is picking up on some of those showers and storms into parts of the Scott County area, back into Franklin County. We've had some thunder and lightning with this mess, but again, a lot of that is beginning to weaken a little bit. Stamping ground up toward the Sadieville area, lifting to the north of the Toyota plant. Some locally heavy downpours. Our weather watchers from Georgetown. One of them, Kyle Jackson, 73, with some light rain and rumbles of thunder. Ron Malinowski reporting just a little under 1/4 of an inch of rain so far. That's just in the past hour and change with that thunderstorm that is lifting to the north. Southeastward we go along the Mountain Parkway. Isolated showers, rumble of thunder southeastern Kentucky, get into southern parts of the region. And yeah, we're talking about, again, a couple of isolated showers or storm. That's going to be the key out there this evening, guys. Not like we're talking about a big line of thunderstorms like what we had last night. Temperatures drop into the upper 60s. Storm chances, though, heading into the weekend, unfortunately, are going to increase. We've got a brand new hour-by-hour forecast that'll take you through that weekend in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. And the threat of more flooding has authorities asking hundreds of people to voluntarily evacuate their homes in North Texas. The record flooding is blamed for 21 deaths in Texas and Oklahoma. 8 people are still missing. More rain is expected in the coming days, and rivers could rise 2 more feet in some areas. 1,400 homes have been destroyed in Houston alone. Thousands more were lost in the Austin area. The Pentagon says there was never any risk to the public, but many people are wondering how the military managed to send live anthrax spores to at least 1 lab and possibly numerous others.
4 workers in the U.S. are now being treated for exposure. CBS's Craig Boswell has the latest from the Pentagon.
Lab workers and other personnel from 9 states and a U.S. military base in South Korea are being watched very closely for any signs of anthrax exposure. A live sample of the bacteria was shipped from a Utah Army base to a civilian lab in Maryland last week, and the military says other labs may have also received live spores.
They were supposed to be dead.
So far, no one has shown signs of illness, and more than 24 people are taking antibiotics as a precaution, most of them in South Korea. Infectious disease experts say it's highly unusual for live samples to get out, but the safety protocols worked.
We have several layers of security, and the receiving laboratories also did their quality control, discovered that they were live, and everything was halted.
The Army's top general says the technical process of killing the anthrax may have failed. He does not believe human error had anything to do with the potentially deadly mistake. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is in charge of figuring out exactly what happened. Investigators are in the process of retrieving the samples for testing and will eventually determine if new procedures need to be put in place. Craig Boswell, CBS News, The Pentagon.
CBS News has confirmed the Defense Department used FedEx to ship the anthrax. The supposedly inactive samples are used for research into how to defend against biological weapons.
The family of a firefighter killed in an ice bucket challenge accident has filed a lawsuit. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Taylor County. The Central Kentucky News Journal reports that Tony Grider's family is suing Kentucky Utilities, also Campbellsville University and Pierce Manufacturing. Grider came in contact with a power line while helping the Campbellsville University band take part in an ice bucket challenge in August of last year. Grider died. Another firefighter was also critically injured in the accident. Fire destroyed a home in Rockcastle County today. It happened early this morning on East Level Green Road near Broadhead. No one was injured. Crews from 3 departments in Rockcastle County worked the fire. County leaders in Laurel County have voted to start the process to build a brand new jail. The fiscal court made that vote this morning with only one magistrate voting against the motion to start the process. Jailer Jamie Mosley says the current jail is too small and the county's population growth has made it necessary to replace the current facility.
We operate two separate facilities, one of those being 43 years old. The newer portion that we have, separate building, is 25 years old. Both of those are multiple floor facilities, 2 floors in the older building, 3 floors in the newer building.
Mosley is proposing a single floor, nearly $30 million facility that he says would be paid for over time with more room for state and federal inmates.
Should students be allowed to pray at graduation? It's a controversy one Southern Kentucky high school is facing. Coming up in about 11 minutes, we'll tell you how South Laurel is dealing with the issue. And tattoos are going more mainstream, but is the risk worth it? We have some new research later in Better Living. And more help may be on the way for people who had their disability payments suspended because of a fraud investigation involving an Eastern Kentucky attorney. We're tracking the investigation ahead on WKYT News at 5:30.